Welcome back to another episode of Downhill Smooth Tarmac. In this episode, we're going to be talking about 26s. More importantly, 26er tan wall tyres and how they're a dying breed. But rather than just moaning about how you can't get them, we're going to talk about what I think might be a bargain option, because you know, here at Downhill Smooth Tarmac, we are the home of budget conscious cycling. So that's right, in this episode we're going to talk about budget tyres of the tan wall variety and these ones that I found. So these fat muddy mammers that you see here are Baldwin's Baldy 26x2.1 tan wall tyres. They're supplied by Baldwin Cycles. And if you're a lover of the retro, the skin wall, the tan wall, whatever you want to call it, I'm willing to bet that you've seen these when searching for tan wall tyres, and you may well have skipped straight past them, because at under 15 quid a tyre, they are super duper cheap. So are they any good? Well, I've had them on the bike for 2 months. Let me explain more. Okay, so if I'm being totally honest, I didn't set out to buy or run these tyres originally. When I was doing the GT gravel bike build a couple of months ago, I had charged splashback mountain bike tyres. I discovered one was damaged on the sidewall, so it was time to get something in quick and cheap, because when you're building lots of budget bikes, you've got to keep it budget. Now, I've skimmed past these as much as anybody, particularly on Amazon and on eBay. They just appear. And actually, when you put them against the other options, you've got Schwalbe Billy Bonkers, you've got the Halo H block. They do look like a much cheaper offering. There's no sidewall decals, there's no fancy stuff like that. But the one thing I noticed is they do have a gravel-like tread. So, what are they like in real life? Well, when they arrived, it's quite clear that these are branded as DSI. They're a DSI tyre, which means that they are well and truly from the budget land. Made in Sri Lanka, they are heavy. They're quite a chunky, heavy feeling tyre. And if you've got any illusions that you can run these tubeless, think again, because they're wobbly bobbly when you put them around a 26er rim. However, having said that, less than £15 a tyre. Let's remember, you get what you pay for. Aside from that, they come up as a generous 26x2.1, and the tread pattern is very gravel-like. We'll get to how it rides shortly. Let's talk about that rubber and the quality of the tyre. There's no puncture protection, nothing like that. I did get a puncture with these, and the thorn went clean through. Clean through, no messing. But other than that, the rubber is supple, the sidewalls are nice and solid, and once on and inflated, they handle up to 45-50 psi without any problems. That's as far as I went with them, and I think for the money, they look really good. We are talking about getting a pair of these for less than £30 delivered to your door. Now, we all know that when it comes to tan wall tyres, they are as popular as ever these days. But for those of us that grew up with them and lived by them in the humble 26-inch realm, they're now becoming slim pickings. But it's all very well them looking nice as a tan wall. What are these like to live with? So, out on the trail, these are gonna surprise you, and in a really good way. There's plenty of grip, and they handle very, very predictably. I am going to go out on a limb and say that I have been more confident in the mud and mixtured trails of rooty sections, loose mud and leaves. These have inspired more confidence than the Schwalbe Billy Bonkers. Out and out. I'm sorry, you're going to disagree with me. Disagree in the comments, I don't mind. If you haven't tried them both, which I have, can't really comment. These grip really, really well, and they take to a nice pressure. I've been running these at about 30 psi, which is harder than you might think for the muddy conditions, but they've been absolutely fantastic. The downside, they will puncture. I've had one puncture in half a dozen rides on a mixed variety of trails. They roll fast on the road as well, really nice. They are keeping up with the 700C Brigade pretty well. In our group of riders, we have a mixed bag of 650B, myself with a bit of 26 when I ride this, and then the 700C riders. It's never going to be as good as a 700C carbon gravel bike, I'm not saying that. The tyres are never going to be as good as a folding tyre that's more lightweight with a supple puncture protected carcass, but These are less than 30 quid for a pair, and they look all right. Oh, and just as a quick comparison, is a Billy Bonkers, just in the mix, just to see the difference in the sidewalls. This is where you can see your money is spent. With the Billy Bonkers, you've got a more supple carcass, sidewall decals, and in theory, it's not a dissimilar tread pattern, but I'll be honest, I've run these both and they do grip better. Sorry, they just do. But I know what he's saying. He's bound to say that because it makes for a better video. Seriously, they are better. So what's the verdict? Well, the verdict is that I don't think you'll get a better pair of tyres for 30 English pounds. That is super duper cheap, with a surprising element that they're actually quite good handling tyres. For 30 quid, ride them through the winter, ruin them, skid the hell out of them, behave like an absolute lunatic with them, and it doesn't matter if you keep skidding through the back one. Why not? They're an absolute bargain. I really believe that. Well, are they stopping on this bike though, you might wonder? Well, no. But that's only because I want to try. That's it. Trying the Halo H-Block. Why not? Got access to some. It's supposed to be 25 to 26 quid a tyre. So we're going up to the next level. We've got puncture protection apparently. So that's the only reason the Baldwin's Baldies are out the door for the time being. They are going straight onto another project bike. In fact, they're going onto a bike for Chops. She's getting herself a GT gravel bike, but that's a whole other thing. So we're going to put the H-Blocks into test, give them a little bit of a thrashing, and we'll do a little review on them soon. All that's left to do is sign off and say that I hope your next ride is downhill with smooth tarmac. Keep your wheels spinning, keep your rubber on the road. I mean, knobblies, whichever ones you decide to ride on. On the trail, look out for each other. Remember to give each other a little nod, cyclist to cyclist. We've got this. If you get a minute, please like and subscribe. However, don't let that get in the way if you're getting out there in the mud, in the rain, in the cold, in the ice, riding your bike. Until next time, bike fans, thank you for watching.